Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today I'm going to be doing my weekly Q&A, so let's get right into this video. Would you consider yourself good at giving advice? I think I'm pretty decent at giving advice. I mean, that's up to the people that I give advice to. It's not really up to me. It'd be kind of biased for me to think so, but I think I'm good at giving advice to a degree. Maybe you guys think differently. Maybe you guys think I'm shit at it. That's your opinion. But I think I'm pretty decent. I can give some good advice here and there. It depends on what the advice I'm giving is, though. Like, what is it relating to, you know? Super Android 13 versus Android 16. I don't think it's close. I think Super Android 13 would mop the floor with them. Do you think that Kaioken can be mastered in similar ways to what Goku and Gohan did with Super Saiyan in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber in order to reduce the stress of their bodies? No, I don't. I think if you could, even though Kaioken was kind of forgotten after the whole Namek saga, I do think that Goku still theoretically should have tried to master it. I think it's just a form that puts way too much stress on the body that can't necessarily be mastered. That's why I don't think you can really master Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan 2. I know there's people out there that say that you can master Super Saiyan 2. I still don't see a whole lot of evidence that he can master it. It's just an unstable form still. You cannot, how about this? Maybe you can master it to a degree, but you can certainly not master it to the same degree you can master Super Saiyan 1. That's just not possible in my mind. Fairy Tail is highly recommended. You should watch it. By the way, are you far in the series? Well, I watched a couple episodes. I didn't really think it was all that great, so, you know. What if Volgin, he's a Metal Gear Solid 3 character, by the way, for those of you who don't know. What if Volgin was a member of the Red Ribbon Army? Well, he would be a pretty good asset, I would say, but still Goku wouldn't really have too much trouble with him, so. Piccolo Buu Saga versus full-powered Perfect Cell. I know that Quaman likes to compare Piccolo's power to Cell's towards the Buu Saga, but I've talked to him on multiple occasions, and I think he really has underestimated Cell's power as his full-powered perfect form. I don't think Piccolo still could have gotten that strong, because Cell had powered up multiple times, and people were shocked at his abilities and his strength before, you know, when he was fighting Gohan, at how much he had powered up actually. So I still don't think that Piccolo could have gotten that much stronger, but it's really hard to say. It seemed like Piccolo didn't train as intensely, so I think regular training would not have gotten him to that level. But I'd like to hear what you guys think of that one, because I don't think that Piccolo could have quite gotten that strong, to be quite honest. And I would look at the whole thing about Deborah. I wouldn't think Piccolo would be able to defeat the Deborah when he initially showed up. But Deborah himself was already stronger than people had thought, and he's kind of comparable to Super Perfect Cell, if not stronger. So, Vegeta Saiyan Saga versus Dr. Wheelo. Dr. Wheelo was the mechanical robot from the film. So I don't really think that's the. I think Wheelo would mop the floor with him. Or I'm sorry, Vegeta would mop the floor with him. It's been a while since I've seen World's Strongest though, so. Piccolo Pre-Kame versus Full Power Frieza. So we're talking about the Piccolo after the 3 years of training when Gero shows up. I would still give the edge to Frieza, but just barely. That's just my opinion. Then again, if Frieza's power is declining, Piccolo could get the edge. But if Frieza's 120 million, I would put Piccolo around 100 million or so. I think that would be a fair estimate. SSJ Goku Healthy versus Android Saga versus Vegeta Android Saga. It is possible that Vegeta could have actually gotten stronger, as Piccolo said, but obviously Goku was sick, so the comparison was a little bit muddied, so to speak. It is possible Vegeta. It is definitely in the realm of possibility that Vegeta would have been stronger. But it's honestly, there's no evidence to support either claim. But I would like to think that for one of the few moments, Vegeta would be stronger than Goku, but it would make sense for Goku to still have an edge based on how much he's been used to Super Saiyan and all that stuff. So it's hard to say. There really isn't much evidence to back up either claim, aside from Piccolo's statements that Vegeta perhaps was stronger. But he was comparing Vegeta to a sick Goku, so who knows. Krillin Android Saga versus Frieza's second form. This is the Krillin that had been training for 3 years. I would think that Krillin would be able to take on that Frieza. That's just my opinion. I would think that he would be able to take on second form Frieza. Tien Piccolo Jr. Saga versus Old King Piccolo. Oh, wow. Some Dragon Ball questions here. Well, Old King Piccolo, I would probably give that one to... Well, you're saying the Piccolo Jr. Saga too, so that's the difference. That's very difficult to say. Wow. Based off of my memory, I would give it to Tien, but I'd give him the slight edge. It's just based off my memory of that specific arc. Dragon Ball knowledge does not get retained quite as well as Dragon Ball Z for me because I don't have to analyze it as much. But based off of my memory of it, I would give it to Tien. How strong are Goten and Trunks pre-Time Chamber and post-Time Chamber Super Saiyan? It's honestly, to be quite honest, it's impossible to tell because of how long they were in there. We don't know. I've always wondered because they're only in there for like 4 weeks, I believe. If they were in there for the entire year, you'd have to imagine how powerful they would have gotten because they're prodigies. And the Goten and Trunks are just prodigies. The kids are incredible. Post Time Chamber, I know Yosun Goku and his friends returns like to say otherwise about their strengths, but I would say they're pretty close to 18, if not stronger than Android 18. Before that, they'd have to be weaker still based on the performance they did against her when they were fighting her. But yeah, it's hard to say, really. Beerus versus Buuhan. I don't even think that's close. Beerus. Now, if Beerus can be absorbed by Buu, that's a different story. I'm not really sure. I assume since Vegito couldn't really be affected, whether or not it was about being powerful or not, or if it was the Potara Fusion's magic that really made him stay sentient when he was a candy, that's another question. Super Saiyan Vegeta pre-Majin versus full-powered Perfect Cell. Pre-Majin Super Saiyan Vegeta? I mean, that's saying Vegeta. Wow, that's actually a hard question actually. Now my heart would want to tell me that Vegeta should be able to beat Perfect Cell as a Super Saiyan. But I will just give actually. I think I would. Oh wow, I don't want to sound like a Cell fanboy here because I like Cell more than Vegeta, but speaking realistically, after 7 years, it would make sense for Vegeta to get stronger. But the thing is that Goku's Super Saiyan 2 form didn't seem to be that much stronger than Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 as a teen. At least in my eyes, that's based off of what Vegeta was saying. Like, oh, at least you're stronger than your son was when he fought Cell. Yeah, you're stronger, but by how much? 15%, which is, yes, considerable in Dragon Ball. But if you're talking about just Super Saiyans against a full-powered Perfect Cell, I would probably say Perfect Cell full-powered would beat Vegeta Super Saiyan. I know, that's probably not a very popular opinion, but that's just the way I'm looking at it, guys. So, share what you guys think in the comment section down below. I would love to hear that actually, because that's an interesting one. SSJ Goku Buu Saga versus full-powered Perfect Cell. That Goku will be a decent amount stronger than that Vegeta, but to say he could beat Perfect Cell, still saying a lot. It's possible. But the thing is, he's just a Super Saiyan against Cell. I'm not so sure. I think Goku actually probably could handle that one. But yeah, I think Goku probably could handle him. It's possible. Yeah, I would say so, actually. I think Goku, considering he was a pretty good amount stronger than Vegeta, it's implied that, yeah, he could probably beat Perfect Cell as a Super Saiyan. But not super perfect, but yeah, definitely perfect, I would say. Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta Super Saiyan 2 pre-Majin Vegeta versus Broly Second Coming. Broly's overrated, man. Vegeta could take him, so that's just my opinion. Part 2. Okay, well, I guess this is in relation to this. I'll read this one first. If Super Saiyan 4 Goku is equal to Vegeta, like people say, wouldn't that make Super Saiyan God much stronger than Super Saiyan 4? And don't you need God Ki to actually stand a chance against Beerus and battle gods? In the first attempt at the Super Saiyan God ritual, Gohan stated that Goku's power is higher than anyone else's. Gohan was not drunk there. Part 1. I think that was Piccolo that said that, but okay. Part 2. Goku had massive power boost, but was still nothing compared to Beerus because he wasn't a god. So if Super Saiyan 4 isn't a god, what does that mean? His attacks won't really have any effect on Beerus. This is why Super Saiyan God, I think Super Saiyan God is still stronger than Super Saiyan 4. I think I make a decent argument. Well, to be quite honest, ki and physical attacks are completely different. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is well, I still don't think he's is the same as Vegito. You have to think that the indication of power that Toriyama is trying to put on Vegito could be a different type of power that Toei, or what is it, the GT Perfect files or the comics, I don't remember even if those are official to GT, if you can take those as canon to the GT storyline or not, that's up for your debate. But the way that they look at Vegito could be a completely different way that Toriyama's thinking of Vegito. Because the way that they're thinking of Vegito with the GT comics is they're basically saying that Vegito would be at least 4,000 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku from Buu Saga, which is pretty impossible in my mind to have that big of a power boost. Because if Goku's base is as strong as Super Saiyan 3 from Z, Super Saiyan 4 multiplier is 4,000 times base at least. Based on its performance against Baby, it has to be 10 times Super Saiyan 3 bare minimum. It actually might be more than that. I'm going to have a video coming out later about that. But to say that Vegito is 4,000 times stronger than Goku Super Saiyan 3 is insane. You have to think that Mystic Gohan's not even twice the strength of Super Buu. So there's a lot of things that people don't understand about Dragon Ball, is that you don't need to be that much stronger than someone to make them look like a fool. As far as God Ki, I don't think that you need God Ki to hurt a godly being. I mean, Vegeta, yes, it was for a split second when he went raging. He did make Beerus bleed. But the thing is, when you're punching, you're not using your ki. You are using your ki internally, but not externally. So when you're hitting someone, you can do damage to them, delivering blows, and you don't really need godly ki to hurt them necessarily. When Beerus ate that Gallic gun that Vegeta blasted him with, yes, that didn't do much. But when he's hitting him, it's a different story. Now, if Goku, even if Super Saiyan 4 Goku is like 50% stronger than Beerus, or maybe even 15% stronger, even if he's 15% stronger, he can still manage to handle Beerus pretty well with physical attacks. I think people underestimate physical attacks in Dragon Ball. You don't need godly ki to hurt a godly being if your physical attacks are going to be strong enough to damage them, pretty much. And again, I don't think that Vegito is strong as Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Toriyama's opinion on Vegito is going to be different from Toei's. I don't think that Vegito is written to be 4,000 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, if that makes sense, guys. I just cannot see something like that happening. And to be quite honest, why would they make... I mean, you got to think, like, you really want to say that Beerus would be 4,000... 4,000, guys. Like I said earlier, think about this. Frieza was only 25% weaker than Super Saiyan Goku on Namek based off the power levels. Gohan was only around 66 to 70% stronger than Super Buu, based on the fact that if you put Super Buu and Gotenks as about equal and then combine them, when he was dominating Gohan as Buu-Tanks, he defused and Goku said, oh, he's lost over a third of his power. You can handle him now, Gohan. That puts Gohan around 75%, maybe 70% stronger than Super Buu, based off of some rough math. So the way that Gohan dominates Super Buu, You gotta think, guys, for Beerus to be 4,000 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I think people don't understand how insane of a power that really is. I don't think that Beerus is quite that. Me and Kwame have discussed this, and the farmer in the beginning of the Z series was a 5. A power level of 5. Vegeta was an 18,000. 5 times 4,000 is 20,000. So the gap that people would hypothetically say that Beerus would have to exceed would be a bigger gap in power than Vegeta from the Saiyan Saga and the farmer. For me, guys, that's not realistic. That's just the way I've always thought of things. I know a lot of people disagree. GT is not very heavy on feats, obviously. Omega Shenron impressed Goku by destroying a city, which is something Nappa did. That's stuff you have to kind of look past when you go off of Dragon Ball nowadays. You can't look at feats a whole lot because a lot of feats aren't very impressive. You have to power scale. And the fact of the matter is, to really believe that Beerus is 4,000 times stronger than Goku, I think that's a little bit crazy in my mind. That's just my opinion, and I know a lot of people disagree with that. And that's fine, but, you know, that's pretty much the end of that question right there. I'd really like to hear what you guys think of what I just said there, too. It's like, take it for whatever it is. I've always wanted to do a discussion incorporating a lot of those ideas, and I have a little theory about, you know, even though it's a little silly, and a little bit off, and not exactly too good of an argument, but Raditz and the farmer, you know, Raditz wasn't even trying. He caught a bullet and flicked it back at the farmer and killed him. So I would think that the gap between the farmer and Raditz would be closer than the gap between Vegeta and the farmer, to be quite honest. That's just my 2 cents on the topic, but I'm going to probably do a video in the future if I can make it all coherent and make sense, really. So, okay. If Super Saiyan 3 Goku in Battle of Gods is absolutely no match for Beerus, and after he transformed into Super Saiyan God and absorbed the God Ki, he was able to hold his own against Beerus in his base form after the God form expired. What does that mean for the base form is way beyond the former SSJ3 form? Well, this is going to be spoilers for Fukkatsu no F, guys, so if you don't want to hear that, click the volume off until I delete this question. But in Fukkatsu no F, Goku's base is clearly not as strong as that form that he was in Battle of Gods. And I have a video coming up that in the English dub at least, and I couldn't... well, my original version was the Portuguese dub, which had fan-made subtitles. But in the English dub, Goku cannot sense Beerus' ki. Goku does no longer have godly ki according to this English dub of the film. He does not have godly ki at all to... Well, he does have godly ki, but it's not enough to sense Beerus' presence, because he had to have Whis bring him to that planet, and Goku said, we had to have Whis bring me here, or us here, because we cannot sense your energy. So either Goku could not sense it in Battle of Gods, which there was no clear indication of that actually, or he just lost enough ki. But Goku's base is definitely not as strong as his God form is, like a lot of people would like to say, or, you know, we don't even know how much stronger it is than a Super Saiyan 3, because Beerus sneezed and almost killed Goku and Vegeta in their bases. And if they're anywhere near as strong as their God forms, I don't think that they would almost die from a frickin' sneeze. And by the way, I know a lot of people look at the fight between Goku and Beerus and say Goku was holding his own. Goku was about a 6 compared to Beerus' 10, and after the fight was done, Goku's giving it his all. Beerus isn't even phased, really. He's not scratched up, really, or anything, so I don't really think Goku did all that good of a fight against him. And it always says to me, when people say that fusion wouldn't work against Beerus, well, Super Saiyan God didn't really give him much of a chance against him if he's only 60% of Beerus' strength, you understand? So it's not actually out of the realm of possibility that Vegito, you know, whether it's Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 3, that's not out of the realm of possibility that could have been stronger than God, because that's an extra 40% difference between Goku and Beerus, because Super Saiyan God still gave him no chance against Beerus. That's just the way I've always looked at things. I mean, it's not like Goku was beating Beerus ever. So, yeah. Do you go to college? Not at all. I'm staying home and doing YouTube, working at Stewart's. Plan on doing some Twitch stuff. You guys can follow me on Twitch. I do plan on doing that as a another job, I guess you could call it. But yeah, it's gonna be fun stuff there. And this is gonna be the final question of the day. Tien Resurrection F versus Semi-Perfect Cell. It's not even close. Semi-Perfect Cell would mop the floor with them. Anyways, guys, that's been the end of this Q&A. I'd like to thank you all for watching this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. But like I said, I'd like to thank you all for watching this, and I'll catch you later.